Hello and welcome back to the channel. Happy day after Thanksgiving. I know many of us have this day off from work, so we're at home just hanging out with our families, enjoying family time, or maybe some of you are out and about shopping and catching this in between your trips in the stores. Either way, today I am sharing with you some of the meal preps that we made yesterday on Thanksgiving for our feast with a focus on dairy-free. And before we get going, I just want to say thank you so much for being here with me today. I appreciate you hanging out and watching this video. Let's get into it. We are starting out with this dairy-free pumpkin pie. I went in with 4 eggs because I'm gonna make 2 pies, and I added some condensed coconut milk. Yes, they do make condensed coconut milk. I got mine from Azure Standard, but you can find it at stores like Natural Grocers or maybe Trader Joe's has something similar. And then we're gonna go in with the rest of our ingredients following the recipe on the back of this Libby's. According to the can, to make a single pie recipe, you need 2 eggs, 1 can of coconut condensed milk, 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, 1 can of pumpkin puree. Give all of that a good mix. Then you're gonna need 1 pie shell, and put this pie shell in a deep dish pie pan if you have it. We just have these regular pie pans over here. So what we're doing is folding over the top edge just to double it up on our crust, because we do like a thick crust and we've got that extra pie crust. We don't need to cut that away, just include it. So we're folding it over, and then we're gonna do a little bit of fluting around the edge with our fingers, and that's pretty easy to do. You're just gonna take your 2 fingers on your left hand, your pointer finger and your thumb, and you're gonna pinch them together, and then you're gonna take the pointer finger on your other hand, and you're just gonna push in and make a little notch with your fingers. And this makes a beautiful little pie crust. Some people like to crimp it with a fork, but do whatever works for you. This is super easy and it makes it look really pretty and fancy. Yes, you can do this on your own. I don't pre-cook the pie crust or anything like that. We just go straight in with the filling and then straight into the preheated oven. We put these in the oven, preheated 425 for 15 minutes, and then after 15 minutes, 30 minutes at 30 to 40 minutes at 350 degrees. Not until I tasted the dairy pie did I realize that we forgot to put pumpkin spice in it. That's why these pies are such vastly different colors. Also, one has coconut milk. All right, kids just announced it's snowing on Thanksgiving. It just started spitting snow, but this is the dairy-free. This is what the coconut milk kind of does and makes it look like. It's still good. Don't be afraid of it, but I don't want you guys to be alarmed if your dairy-free pie looks like this. I've made dairy-free pies probably every year almost, or at least when I was nursing, breastfeeding babies, I always had dairy-free everything. And when I talk to y'all about it, it's like I'm clueless, but I'm not. I'm just trying to remember, because it's been 4 years or 3 years since I've been strict dairy-free myself. I was strict dairy-free, my family wasn't, and now I'm having to do it for my child. And while I'm mostly dairy-free myself, sometimes I dabble with dairy, but it doesn't affect me physically as bad as it does my child. So we need to be very strict for her because it affects her very, very negatively. So we do things like find pumpkin pie. And what was that pumpkin dump cake that we made? The pumpkin dump cake that we made. Go see my shorts if you want to see that. We made that dairy-free. It was delicious.
Oh yeah, that one.
The one with the pumpkin filling and the cake on top, that was good. So yeah, dairy-free, not dairy-free. I don't think it's the brand of pie filling I used. I definitely think it's the coconut that made it darker than this one. And this is about the point where somebody tastes it and we realize we forgot the spice. And of course, the kids have been putting to good use all of the cardstock, making all of these different dragon heads. We've got cranberries on goat's cheese and some club crackers. Easy little appetizer. We've got some juice here. We're gonna make some punch. This right here is apple, kiwi, strawberry. I've got these red tart pitted cherries and the extra cherry fruit mix, along with some real ginger beer to mix in there. We're also gonna add some of the Canada Dry, but we ended up not adding those cherries because they tasted terrible. We got football stuff going on in the background, but right here, I just took some pie crust. This is what I used to cut out, and they fit in my little cupcake holders, just like that. So let me come over here and get myself a little spoon, a little spoony spoon. And then what we're gonna do is, my mom would mix this with rum or bourbon or whatever, and more raisins and more cranberries and more things. But I'm just taking it straight out of this jar. It's None Such Classic Original minced meat. And I just take a spoonful of it or so and just dollop it down in there. And we're gonna cover these up with the little discs right there, the little pie tops. And we're gonna make little itty bitty mincemeat pies, and they're just really a tasty little treat. And then we're gonna base the top with some egg wash. And I don't have anything fancy to base these with, so I'm just gonna use what I have. And that is a little bit of spoon with a little bit of mixture on it. I'm gonna go like this around the edges first so that they will seal. Then we'll put a little bit on the top too. We just kind of mash that in there so that it seals. I'm gonna go over the top a little bit. We always have to have our mincemeat pies in honor of my mama, so this is how we do it. This is exactly how she did it as well, with a wide mouth mason jar. And if you spray your tins, your cupcake tins, before you put the pie crust in, and I think even if you don't spray them, these pop out super easy. We're just venting the tops. Bake at 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. All right, these are the mincemeat pies. Aren't they so cute? Next up, we're gonna make a warm bacon dressing to put on our, I'm not sure if we're gonna do raw, I'm still trying to figure out the Brussels sprout situation. Are we gonna do raw salad, or are we gonna roast them and then put the dressing over top of them roasted? I think that would be good too. Parboil and very salty water. You wanna parboil in very salty water, and then we're gonna roast them in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna make a little bit of a glaze to toss the Brussels sprouts in before we put them in the oven. We're gonna do some maple syrup, just a little bit. We're gonna do some apple cider vinegar. We're gonna do some bacon fat. We're also gonna make a dressing in a minute. But this is what we're gonna, I should have mixed them in this bowl. Don't know what I was thinking, but anyways, here we go. Still pretty warm, but I think that'll work out all right. Let me taste it. That'll be all right on those. So we had a bit of a disaster with our rolls, and Hagen said it's not Thanksgiving if you don't burn something. So I think she's right. So we've got some other rolls here. We're gonna try to make some other ones. We're gonna add some of our punch to our cranberries, and we're gonna throw these on the stove. Even some chunks of fruit. And we're gonna make the cranberry sauce. We're also gonna add some sugar to this, but I just threw some punch in there. I only had about a quarter cup left in this jar, so I need to get that refilled, but that's probably all we'll add to it. We like ours a little bit tart. We don't like it super duper sweet. I mean, I'm sure the kids would, but they still eat it tart. And we might add a little more sugar to that, but we're gonna bring it over here to our stove. This is the prime rib roast that Aaron made. It's a small little guy, but it's gonna feed all of us for the next day or two. And then back here, we've got the bacon to make the bacon vinaigrette. We've got the bacon fat for that. We've got our mincemeat pies. I need to tidy up some of this stuff. Got some maple syrup and some apple cider vinegar to make some dressing, but I did make a pre-dressing, soaked the, and now I'm worried that the vinegar is gonna taste really awful roasted. We soaked the Brussels sprouts in some bacon fat, vinegar, and maple syrup. So we'll see if that works really well. And then back here on the way back, we've got our roasted chicken, and I need to make some gravy. So we've got chicken and beef. We didn't do ham this time. Gotta oil up my skillet back here because I just cleaned it from making bacon. So we'll switch this stuff around. Get that going back there. Get the cranberries going. Put a lid on those. But I just made a huge mess. It's the name of the game. This week is messes in the kitchen. There we go. And then that is ready probably to be sliced in. We lost our meat thermometer. So one thing we lost in the move, or maybe I got rid of it, or maybe we just didn't. No, I'm pretty sure we lost our meat thermometer. So we'll have to figure that out. Mashed potatoes are arguably one of the best sides at Thanksgiving. Everybody loves a good side of mash, even dairy-free people. Don't forget them. All you have to do is set aside some potatoes before you mash them up with all your other ingredients. Just set some aside and you can do a plant-based heavy whipping cream. You can add some nutritional yeast, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. Give it all a good mix up. Adjust your seasonings as needed, and your dairy-free people aren't going to have to miss out on the mashed potatoes. Just give them their own dish. They're going to feel extra special. They're going to feel the love because you included them with this delicious side dish. And you can also make a plant-based gravy. We used almond milk to make our gravy, and we did not use butter in the cooking of either of the meats, either the chicken or the beef. So we just used the drippings from both of those, and we were able to make a delicious gravy with those drippings, some salt, some pepper, and some almond milk. Oh, some flour, of course. You've got to make your roux with the gravy first. Make your roux, and then you add your milk. And it turned out delicious. Even the dairy lovers in the family love the gravy, so no one's gonna know. Just make sure you're using unsweetened almond milk or unsweetened plant-based milk. Aaron's over here making the mashed taters. And I'm gonna make some gravy. Aaron's trying the Brussels sprouts. We did Brussels sprouts. They are amazing. Really good, really good. Sweet potato salad, I don't know about that. We didn't make green beans.
Prime rib.
Prime rib and chicken.
I mean, it's perfect. I like it a little bit more rare than that. It's pretty good.
All right, so we've got our Thanksgiving Day spread back here. We've got our fruit punch, dairy-free mashed potatoes. Aaron made deviled eggs. Chef at Aubrey Glen made the stuffing for us. He also made some mashed potatoes, but we ate those. We've got some beef and chicken mixed gravy. Of course, some sweet potato casserole. I don't know if the kids have ever had that, but we're gonna give it a try. We've got our turducken chicken meat. Turducken. We've got our chicken meat. Our burnt rolls. We've got replacement rolls. Don't worry, we've got replacement rolls, but it's just the tops. I think the rest of them are fine. Back here we've got mashed potatoes that Aaron made along with the prime rib roast. It looks amazing. We've got homemade cranberry sauce, Brussels sprouts with a bacon, apple cider, and maple syrup glaze on them. They're amazing. Everybody's really liked them. We picked up some shrimp cocktail from Costco. And then these are the mincemeat pies for dessert, and pumpkin pie. That's a dairy-free pumpkin pie. This is the beautiful feast. I don't think we're forgetting anything. Every year we sit around the table, and the kids actually initiated it this year. They said, can we go oldest to youngest and talk about what we are thankful for? And of course that starts with Dad. So Dad gave his thankful spiel and I gave my thankful spiel, and it went on down the line. And it was so sweet to hear each one of them tell us what they were thankful for this year and what they are thankful for right now. It was a sweet time, and it was a very sweet dinner to spend with each other. No fancy plates here. I gotta make a whole bowl. Oh yeah, these are, Aaron said these are fancy plates. Paper plates. Fancy paper plates. Put the extra down here on my chicken.
That is so good. It's just like
Prime rib, chicken, Brussels sprouts, everything. Look in the international section of your grocery store for the mincemeat pie filling. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this video and all of the delicious foods that we made. Be sure to check out my links down below in this video's description. Nutri-Mill just dropped a new grain mill. Harvest Right is having their Black Friday sale. If you're looking for organic, nourishing makeup, you know I use Araza beauty products and Araza Cosmetics. They're also having a Black Friday sale. Check out all the other links. They've got great deals. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye!